With the wax half ring finished, it's time to transition from wax into metal and then prepare our prototype to be molded. We use the lost wax casting process with a spring-loaded centrifuge to translate the wax into metal. In this case, we are using sterling silver. The sprued wax prototype is secured on a rubber cone using additional wax and surrounded by a metal flask that will be filled by investment. Investment is a type of powdered ceramic that gets mixed with water until it is a thick paste and poured into the flask around the wax half ring. Investment is used because it can withstand high temperatures. Once the investment dries and hardens, the rubber cone gets removed and the flask is put into the kiln for a heat cycle. A typical heat cycle runs temperatures up to 1400 degrees Fahrenheit over the course of several hours. The heat cycle melts and completely burns away the wax, leaving the ring-shaped hollow cavity. The sprues act as an exit for the wax from the main cavity and will also serve as an entrance for the molten metal later. During the heat cycle, the metals are weighed, the spring-loaded centrifuge gets wound and loaded with the correct crucible, and everything is prepped for casting. Casting has a rhythm to it. First, an oxyacetylene torch is used to preheat the crucible before the metal is added. Then, the hot flask is removed from the kiln and set into the centrifuge, and heat is applied on the metal until it is fully molten and the flask is thrown. The whole process takes about 3 minutes. Before the flask cools, it's submerged in water. The temperature change cracks the investment open, revealing the raw casting. All investment will be cleaned off, and any oxidation will be removed in an acid bath, called a pickle. Now the casting needs to have the sprues completely removed, followed by the lines being cleaned up and trued, all the while keeping an eye on symmetry. First, all of the sprues are sawn away using a fine blade. Next, a coarse grinding wheel is used to quickly remove most of what's left of the sprues. Then, the remainder will be removed with a finer grit wheel, working down to the level of the metal immediately adjacent. Then, to even out the broader surfaces, especially on the sides and the inside of the half ring, a file will be used. To finish cleaning up the inside of the ring, different grits of sandpaper will be used, leaving a surface that is ready for polishing. Fine-tuning of the lines on the outside of the ring will be done with varying grits of wheels. Special care is taken to continuously reshape the ends of the wheels, keeping them flat or angled as they wear down during use. In addition to removing all of the uneven surfaces, symmetry is closely scrutinized and corrected during these grinding and filing stages, as these tools evenly remove broad swaths of material with each stroke. With a clean surface, the half ring will get a brief, crude Tripoli polish for molding purposes, beginning with an end brush to reach the deeper crevices and ending with a wheel. Polishing uses abrasion to remove the outermost surface, leaving a semi-gloss finish behind. An ultrasonic cleaning will strip away all polishing compounds and dirt, leaving behind a clean silver half-ring prototype, ready to be molded. In the next video, the half-ring will be molded, and we'll finally make 2 halves into a whole with our aquamarine in the middle.